But it's
All right.
That's what Sam said that was left.
Sabi ko niya eh. Angel Sanchez, film mo to por aquí. Angel, film.
Yes, please. What do you mean?
There was a Teams link for this.
Does everybody got your mics on?
My team.
I know.
No, I think it's a.
But
yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I did.
Just got put on that lady.
Trey got put back on it?
Mhm.
Where does it say that? Where did you get that?
And that,
Oh, okay. Well, okay, well then, okay, so he's gonna be,
who are these guys?
he would be the attorney.
There was a Teams meeting link. Oh, yes, you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah, Pedro points.
okay.
Do we have to do the consultant? Do we?
We're ready? Burning dime,
Burning daylight.
burning daylight. We got people, places to go and everything.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna call the meeting to order. Roll call. Debbie? Roll call's done? Okay, cool. All right, first item on the agenda. Okay, do we have any comments?
Yeah, good morning. Daniel Leal, Director of Planning and Redevelopment. Hello, everybody. There has been some new appointments recently to this commission and many others. So we're thinking of having training for new commissioners, but also existing commissioners or remaining commissioners in January. We will be able to provide you with more details as we get those, but basically it will be twofold. One part would be about the common areas that all commissions have, such as the Public Information Act and the Texas Open Meetings Act. And then we will split by commissions on the subject matters. In this case, history preservation, planning and zoning will be dealing with planning and zoning, and so on. But we will be able to give you more details. What Debbie has sent is a survey to check your availability. So, because you meet on Fridays, other commissions meet on Tuesdays and Thursdays or Wednesdays. So we want to make sure, should it be on a Saturday? And if so, is it in the morning, easier than in the afternoon? So that's what the survey is about, and we will try to make the best to make most of you the most convenient to the majority of you. Do you have any question? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Yan. Are there any other public comments? All right, let's go to the, what? Yeah, the minutes. What do you-
No, first is the presentation.
Oh, the master plan. Okay, let's go to, who's here to present for the master plan?
Good morning again. With me, we have Caitlin Admire with Fries & Nichols. She's the primary point of contact and project manager for the project. and also Alan Garces, downtown manager and project manager on the city side for this project. Do we have the slides?
They have the clicker.
Where's the clicker? Oh, okay. Yes, so you may have heard that we are launching and conducting a downtown Renaissance master plan. It has been a couple of months now. They will explain exactly the timeline, but by downtown, we have an expanded understanding of what downtown is. It's not just the historic core, but we want, as the city grows and becomes more of a regional city, we wanted this downtown to be a regional downtown. So it goes pretty much from Grand Boulevard, a small extension towards West, Old West Brownsville, up to Central Boulevard between Elizabeth and Jefferson, then the Highway, International, and Mexico Boulevard. So, and we will explain that it's not all the same. We are perfectly aware that there are very different, distinct areas within that area, but we wanted to have a comprehensive look at not just the core, but also what's affecting the core directly. So some reasons to start this plan include, where should I point? Okay. Include improving quality of life and sense of place through enhanced public spaces, placemaking, and connectivity. We want to position downtown as a vibrant regional destination for arts, culture, tourism, and commerce. We want to attract and retain new businesses through economic vitality strategies and retail recruitment, promote walkability, sustainability, and housing diversity, including affordable and mixed income options, and also to strengthen the city's ability to secure funding, partnership, and long-term investments. So what that means is that some of those strategies will break into actual projects, and we will go after grants or other forms of financing to execute them as part of the implementation plan, which is the final chapter of this plan. And having said that, I hand it over to Alan.
Good afternoon, board members. Thank you for having us today. Part of this downtown plan is honing down on what's happening in downtown Brownsville, right? So as we've been experiencing what we like to call Renaissance, and that's why we called it the Downtown Renaissance Master Plan, is because we started to see a lot of activity happening in downtown. So that was very intentional. What we're seeing downtown is a lot of growth, a lot of activity, private sector, public-private sector. I mean, the city itself has also made investments in downtown. So we wanted to, make sure that we align those collaborations together, have a roadmap for the future. So some of the things that we've been seeing is growth in the Midi Cultural District, the cannery. We've been seeing growth on that. We're looking to get that online fairly soon. Obviously, as you walk through downtown, you see the growth of the downtown businesses. You're starting to see more housing, whether it's through El Jardín or some of the apartment, remodelings that we've been seeing on El Samano, and then some private, revitalization efforts in like on Adams, for example, that used to be a motel. Now those are apartments that are online. So we're starting to see more housing as well. We're starting to see more restaurants and retail businesses. Obviously, we're aware of UTRGV's effort in purchasing the Majestic. We're actually also looking to launch a RFI, request for interest, for the capital on levy. So there's a lot of activity happening in downtown. Obviously, one of the projects that I'm working with Public Works on is the water and wastewater improvement. So yes, that is me ripping up the streets, and we are working on that to make sure that we can support some of this growth that we're getting, because previously we couldn't, right? So there's been a lot of issues with connectivity with water and wastewater. So that's what we're doing now to support the growth that we've been getting. So actually, Kayla and I had a meeting this morning with the Housing Authority. So they're actually going to have their first families living in El Jardín by end of the year. We've been working with them on getting them their parking situation and working with them so they can get that online by the end of the year. It's very exciting to see the mix of different uses that we're getting downtown, which is ultimately the goal, right? So I want to show you the timeline. We're actually in the halfway point right now, where we kicked off in August of this year, and we've been getting different feedback from the community through the online survey, through our stakeholder meetings, and basically getting the feedback from the community to get what their priorities are for the downtown area, right? Then that study area that Mr. Lear was talking about earlier today. So you'll see there in the middle of the slide there, then October 25, January 2026 is kind of where we're at right now, looking at the downtown mobility aspect, the economic development. We are actually last week held our design charrettes with our stakeholders and actually presented some of the feedback that we've been getting to the community on Friday night. So it's been a very good experience. As someone who's Brownsville born and raised, it's very nice to see the activity that we've been going and the momentum that we're building on. So wanted to share the timeline. The idea is to have it adopted by May of 2026. So we're almost there. So the goal of the downtown plan is obviously to promote the downtown area, to have a roadmap for our future, to hear what the community says, what our stakeholders say, and get their feedback to prioritize their needs, whether it's through, Mr. Lam mentioned, grant opportunities, the CIP process, the capital improvement process, and get, and hear from them directly to see what we could do and work together for the downtown area. Obviously, we want to promote our historic fabric, and that's why we're here before you today, to get your feedback, to get your input, and overall just move forward with our downtown area. Again, it's just a study map showing you guys where we're at, what areas we're studying. Want to give you guys a quick recap of what we've been doing in the last couple of months. So, as I mentioned earlier, we did kick off in August of this year. Those are a few pictures of what some of the engagement we've had with our community. We had our stakeholder meetings as well in August, September, October, whether it's our nonprofits, our business owners, our property owners, our higher education institutions. We've met with different stakeholders that are in downtown. We've actually held many of these events, aside from the stakeholder meetings. We had different events where instead of having your typical town halls, we've gone to the community and where they're at and things that are happening to engage with them. Whether it's First Friday, whether it's at the zoo, whether it's at the farmer's market, we're going to get different types of feedback from different types of community members, right? I mean, if you just go to For Friday, you might get a specific crowd. If you go to the zoo, you probably get the families. We definitely got the healthier folks at the farmer's market, right, and their input. So we're getting different feedback from the community on different aspects, right? So we also met with the youth advisory board. I kind of had a small charrette there with them. As you can see, they're kind of designing their downtown. But we've been overall been lots of great feedback, whether it's been in writing, whether it's through the survey, through our website. We've had about, correct. It's still there. At the end of our slides, we'll have it there so you guys can take a picture or scan the QR code that's there, and so you guys can share that with friends and family and also fill it out yourself. But as of right now, actually maybe a little bit higher, but at the time that we made this slide, we had over just under 900 contributions to our website, to basically giving us feedback on downtown. So that's, considering that area, that's actually something that I'm proud of. It's just been our planning department staff, along with some volunteers from our department, going out there, whether it's Friday nights, on the weekends. So I'm really appreciative of our team, being here and reaching out to our community. So that's basically an engagement overview of what we've been doing. I have many pictures to share with you all if you want to see those. It's been an exciting time, as I mentioned. So some of the things that we've been hearing, obviously safety is one of the biggest concerns that we've been getting from the feedback. Cleanliness, focus a little bit more on that, and how we can improve our public amenities, right? How can we look at our vacant storefronts? Those are some of the images that you see there are things that we kind of want to model after. I know that Mr. Law's been working on San Fernando building there. So we want to maybe, instead of having just boarded up windows, broken windows, doors, we kind of maybe want to have a hint of, this is what's to come. This is what we could do. Obviously, housing is a big key. We've been hearing a lot that more people need to live downtown so they can workshop and play downtown. So working closely with the Housing Authority, with private developers on bringing people to live in the downtown area. Obviously, mobility is a big concern. I know parking is a big topic sometimes when it comes to downtown. We've definitely heard it before the downtown master plan. It's been confirmed, right? That's one of the key issues through this plan. But we also are looking at different options, not just parking. We obviously are looking for parking garage locations through this process. But aside from that, we're looking at other ways to promote, walkability, maybe safer crossing. Without a doubt, there is the trolley discussion has come up at every meeting. So that's definitely a priority from the community to reactivate a trolley. So we're looking at how we can maybe bring that back to the downtown area, whether it's working with our current VTX Connect shuttle that has a route downtown in the core, maybe expanding that, maybe reactivating that trolley that we've had. So we're looking at different ways to promote that walkability, aside from just looking for another parking structure, right? Different ways of mobility and accessibility. Obviously, downtown, one of the key things of downtown is the arts and culture scene, right? So that's one of the things that, whether it's the Midi District, whether it's Roca, or just our local artists, they are very sensitive when it comes to downtown, right? They want to be promoted there. So absolutely, it's something that's very important. Obviously, public realm activation, Market Square, maybe looking at other areas that could be for the community aside from Market Square, and just overall promoting an identity of downtown, right? Have areas for the youth as well. So those are some of the things that we're hearing. We're also available after this meeting to have additional discussions with the board if they want to have any additional information. But after this, I will pass it over to Ms. Caitlin Admire. She's going to be sharing some of the emerging ideas that we've been hearing from the community.
Sorry, can you repeat your name? I didn't.
Caitlin Admire with Friesen Nichols,
How's your last name?
ADMIRE. All right, so I'm going to talk about some of these emerging ideas. As Daniel and Alan both talked about, we kicked this off in August. We've been talking to a lot of community members, trying to understand the issues and the opportunities that the community and stakeholder sees in the downtown area. And then just last week, we were here for almost the entire week, charretting and trying to get out some of those actual physical ideas that are coming out of those conversations. So that just wrapped up. It was less than a week ago that we wrapped that up. And so we're back here this week to kind of talk to you guys about what are some of the things that are emerging and get your feedback. So the first thing that we're looking at is character areas. As Daniel mentioned, we recognize this is a very large area and not each of these spaces within the downtown study area are going to be the same, right? They need to be treated as distinct and different. So you see here on the map some of the more distinct character areas that are starting to emerge out of the conversation. So up in the north, there's that connection to the medical district. We think that's a really important connection for downtown. Beautification and safety along the Palm Boulevard corridor is kind of that gateway into the downtown area. A couple areas of supporting neighborhoods in the blue. So there's the north supporting neighborhood that we heard a lot of conversation about preservation as a focus in that area with some of the historic homes and things like that. And then the supporting neighborhoods in the south with the Housing Authority's Buena Vida redevelopment and how that might be spurring some additional maybe infill, small lot infill development maybe in those supporting neighborhoods. When you get to some of the more commercial areas, we have our civic employment area, so that includes county and federal employment centers, as well as a future for city staff being up there in that area as well. So there's going to be a real concentration of employment. So we think about what does that mean for Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 parking and amenities. Then on the west side in the green, you see the Switch Yards and Amigoland Mall, potential redevelopment and connectivity over that direction, that area. There's some neighborhoods that are pretty cut off from the downtown core right now. So how do we reconnect some of those neighborhoods and bring them some amenities? Okay, noted, thank you. Then in the gray, that commercial core, that's the Elizabeth Street and Washington Street corridors that have the restaurants, the shops, the boutiques. The arts and culture in the teal there, so that's the Midi Cultural District, as well as coming down kind of that Adams Street corridor where you see some of the historic buildings along Adams Street. And then the pink spot down in the bottom is the Innovation and University area. So we're looking at how do we make sure we have those connections across International Boulevard to TSC and UTRGV, and how do we get some of that town-gown relationship going on?
Cultural, actually, cultural district documents.
Right.
Expressway, downtown, all of downtown, all the way to McNair Family Drive. So that is in the Midi Cultural District domain that is detailed in the city. It's actually all of downtown.
Right, and yeah, so it's a little bit, this isn't exactly following other boundaries. So this is, yeah, this is more looking at like those character areas regardless of, because there's also the downtown TERS that's within this boundary that's not exactly the same. So there's a lot of boundaries within this study area and these character areas. And the intent of these character areas is really to help the city understand what types and what level of investments go in these different areas. So you're maybe not going to put as much street furniture, for example, in the supporting neighborhoods as you are going to in that commercial core where you're trying to encourage a lot more pedestrian activity. So that's really the intent of these character areas, just kind of get a feeling for the different levels and types of investment, if that's helpful. So one thing we're looking a lot at is corridors. So this is a city plan, right? There's a lot of private investment that goes on in the downtown area. But because this is a city plan, a lot of it's going to be focused on what can the city be doing in the areas that they have jurisdiction over. So one of those areas is street corridors. So focusing on corridors and context-sensitive design for those corridors. So again, like the character areas, the corridors aren't going to all be treated the same depending on the context around them. So we're looking kind of two buckets of corridors. One is the corridors into downtown. So that's kind of the surrounding streets that are bringing people in to the downtown areas. That includes Palm, parts of 6th and 7th and 12th, and of course, International. And then we talk differently about those corridors within and kind of getting throughout the downtown area. So that includes the Elizabeth and Washington as kind of those main streets for traffic and that vibrant urban experience. We've had a lot of conversations about Adams Street as being a destination in and of itself, something that's maybe different than Washington and Elizabeth. And so you'll see some more ideas on that in just a moment. And then some of these east-west corridors that are allowing people to get around downtown, especially with some of the housing authority projects going on. How do we make sure those residents are connected back to that commercial core via 11th, 12th, and 15th streets? And then those north-south corridors of Ringgold and Polk streets, again, connecting some of those supporting neighborhood residential to some of the amenities with the zoo and the park and things in that North Ringgold area.
Honestly, national, home. Jefferson isn't because the park, Washington Park interrupts. So it's really just Washington, then to go all the way through to then Ringgold. You really don't, to get all the way from International to Central to Palm is those streets, and then beyond Palm, we have Elizabeth and
Jefferson.
no, because Jefferson is interrupted by Washington.
Yeah, you're right.
Adams is coming in, going out. So really we're, to have all the way through, we really have two streets that go all the way through to Central Boulevard.
Yeah, but what Kaylin is trying to say is that, Adams has been identified as low traffic, and that opens up other opportunities to repurpose that street beyond traffic. Yes, she will go there in a second.
Yeah, but yeah, I think you're correct. And that's what our, we do have a consultant, a sub-consultant to us looking specifically just at the mobility piece. And that's what they were saying that Washington has the traffic counts. So we don't want to do too much to restrict traffic on Washington. We want to make sure that that throughput can still happen. So then, like Daniel was saying, what does that leave opportunities for maybe the other streets to be something maybe a little bit different that are focused more on pedestrian and connect that connectivity kind of within the downtown area? Some of the things, the more kind of detailed human scaled things that we've been talking about, especially with the city commission, number one is provision of shade. We always want to do street trees. They come with a lot of multi-benefits beyond shade in terms of aesthetics and environmental benefits, but trees are not always going to be applicable in certain urban areas. They just won't thrive, and anything, the one thing worse than no trees is dead trees, because they just make it look even worse. So we've been talking about other opportunities as well around awnings and canopies, potentially colonnades. You see some different versions of colonnades here at the top. We actually did somewhat of a dive into historical photos of downtown Brownsville, and there used to be these continuous shade canopies along the sidewalks, as you see in kind of this middle right picture here. So thinking about how maybe we can bring some of those elements back, especially on like Elizabeth and Washington, where maybe street trees don't make the most sense. And then where you can't do shade, there's also other strategies to reduce that urban heat island effect in the area, such as cool pavements and things like that, that don't release as much heat back towards the people walking around.
So the problems that exist would not.
On like Adams or Palm or any, yeah, I mean, we can work around those. Those would be like the detailed, once we get, when these projects start going into implementation, those would be the details that would be worked out with like an engineering and design firm. And I think we definitely heard that on Palm. People said, we want to make Palm better, but we don't want the palms to go away, because it makes sense.
It will be those palms are over 100 years. About planting
Succession.
new ones to
Mhm.
grow, but I don't know what the lifespan is, but they're already 100 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So it's time to think about planting small ones so that when these go, we have new ones growing.
Yeah, that's a great point. Kind of that succession planning for the palm trees.
And it's very iconic. It's
Yeah.
like Sunset Boulevard in LA.
Mm-hmm.
It's very iconic.
Absolutely. Yep, definitely. So one of the second kind of overarching umbrella idea that we've been talking to folks about is furnishings. This is one of those things the city does have some money to go ahead and start updating furnishings in the downtown area. And this is kind of one of those low-hanging fruit items where you can start doing things with furnishings while some of the bigger idea projects are starting to get funding and a foothold. So what we heard last week is there's kind of three what we call furnishing families that are starting to emerge. One is the historic, more traditional materials. People were talking about the building materials with the brick and the ironwork, and how could you work that into some kind of custom Brownsville style of furnishing for special areas like around Market Square, for example. So you see on the top, the top left is kind of a traditional historic iron and wood bench. On the right, the style of that kind of bench is a little bit more modern, but you could imagine maybe using some of the brick type materials that you see in downtown Brownsville for a similar kind of like bench seating to again create that kind of custom style for Brownsville. We talked about different materials. We heard no metal, especially for seating, because it is hot. So that's why you see kind of stone and wood being focused on here. Then the second furnishing family would be the everyday kind of more utilitarian. A trash can looks like a trash can. People know what to do with it. And that might be where you have in most of the downtown area, you kind of have this everyday utilitarian style. But then people really liked this idea of having some surprises throughout the downtown, maybe in some of the green spaces where there might be art that also is functions as furnishings. So having those little moments of surprise throughout the downtown.
Third time I've been in has happened prior to this is there was concern about the length of benches
Okay.
accommodating.
Yep.
And there was always a discussion that the bench should be short so that it would not be comfortable for people to sleep. So I think it's always been a valid that. Oh,
Mic isn't on.
sorry. Can you hear me?
We
I
don't.
think we heard.
Oh, sorry.
I think we.
I apologize.
No worries.
So anyway, so the length of the
Mhm.
bench has been important in the past to not make it attractive for people to sleep at all.
Yes. Yep. Okay.
We can take that, make notice of that.
Yep.
Other options are also putting armrests in the middle of the benches or small.
Or you can see like this, for example, this like curved stone bench, also not as easy to sleep on. So yeah, there's different tactics that you can do to prevent.
The only thing I see with those little dividers, it kind of discriminates against, us healthy people.
We'll be generous on distancing them.
Yeah, but good points. Yeah, thank you.
Because the ones they have, they put in, they're kind of curved and they're tiled tops,
Mhm.
but they made them short for that
Yep.
reason.
Okay, that's good context, background. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go.
Yes, I'm very sorry. Yes, so that would be a consideration.
Okay, yes, thank you. I've noted that. So then, other than kind of these overarching things of shade and furnishings and just generally creating a nice experience throughout the entire area, there's 5 kind of big ideas that started emerging last week out of our work. So number 1 is addressing parking and the trolley, and we'll get into each of these in a little bit more detail. How do you integrate new housing into the downtown area, especially that core area where you do have a lot of historic structures? The revamp of Washington Park, that open space is a really important nexus, kind of right in the middle of our study area that connects that commercial core to all of the stuff going on in the, around the zoo and the linear park and all that area, kind of in the northeast of our site. This idea of shared streets, and we'll look at what that means in a moment. And then the Switch Yards area, again, this goes out to Amigo Land, and how are we allowing for maybe opportunities for new development and reuse of the warehouses and those kinds of things over there. And one really interesting point that came out of that conversation, probably specifically for this group, is that people were saying, well, what if we wanted something new in downtown? Where would that go? Where could we build that? And so this idea of kind of that west side with the Switch Yards and the potential trail corridor going through there in the future, being a good spot rather than trying to fit things that are new and modern in your historic core.
I think that's a very wonderful idea. There's a presentation that Ambrosio Villarreal does of everything we've lost in downtown. And it's like an hour-long slideshow. And so, yes, what we have to cherish and save. And yeah, the Switch Yards is a great idea. And it's very long.
Yeah.
It's from Pearl all the way to Palm. It's a long corridor.
I would just quickly say, we also have been talking to TSC, for Dr. Rodriguez, about maybe having that connection as well, opening up another area so that TSC has also the connection to downtown. So we are looking at opening up that pathway to allow students to come into the core and vice versa.
Yes, Sixth Street has been, and what's the other street that goes through? Sixth can go through, and there's another one.
6th, and we were looking at 3rd, possibly,
Third.
6th and 3rd.
You can start by number 5 and then we come back because we have actual graphic.
Yeah, I think number 5, yeah, we don't have the details about that one because we're still kind of thinking through that one, but that's the general idea for the Switch Yards area. But to talk a little bit more about parking and the trolley, so this is a picture that Alan found somewhere in some city records of the old trolley that was, it's not the old trolley, this is the medium old trolley, this is the rubber wheeled version. But looking at where might potential parking garage locations go, looking at the idea of park and rides kind of on the outskirts, maybe underneath the highway that some folks are talking about, and then how do we connect all of those together? So that ideally what we're creating in downtown is like a park once kind of scenario where someone can park one time and spend the day and still get around to where they need to go. So you can imagine the hotel that's being planned over by the zoo. Those people don't have to drive to the commercial core if there's maybe this trolley that's can bring them over and they don't have to drive the car. And so how do you kind of make this whole holistic network of mobility throughout the downtown area and connecting all of the destinations?
Will the trolley be courtesy or for fee?
I mean, we haven't gotten to that level of detail yet, but maybe they have
Preliminary
some
discussion. I will say that the shuttle that we have right now with BTX Connect is free. So we are exploring different options, and the city is also already working with Texas and a private developer for the park and ride under the expressway.
Yeah.
And regarding trolleys, I'm not saying this is a better idea, just something to consider. Galveston has oversized electric golf carts that look like Model Ts. If something like that, I'm not saying that's a better idea, just something to consider, or more feasible, or electric, or,
Yeah, cheaper to run.
yeah,
Yeah.
cheaper to run, smaller, more of them, more convenient, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just something.
The trolley was popular when it was here.
That's what we heard.
Nothing has been decided. We're just in conversation with B Metro, who would be the actual decision maker on the technical side. So it can be fixed rail, which means, those trolleys that go on a rail. It can be flexible route, like those trolleys that have wheels on it. It can be, an electrical vehicle. It can be an autonomous vehicle, even.
Yeah.
So we are exploring all possibilities, but everything costs money, and transit costs a lot of money. So we're trying to keep it broad in order to make it feasible in the future.
Yeah, that's why it says or other similar micromobility, because all options are still on the table. So then the next big idea is, again, that idea of housing integration. So there's been limited new housing in the downtown area. There's a lot of empty upper floors and storefronts. The historic properties in downtown do have some limitations and barriers to them, right? In terms of being able to convert to residential. And we also hear, especially with new families coming into downtown with some of the housing projects that are happening, that there's this lack of convenient lifestyles, grocery stores, things like that for residents that may be living down here. So we've started talking about some of these needs around residential uses of different types and scales, just different housing options. We think the market's probably about 20 units per year for the next 10 years. So not like a huge market, but just little kind of one-off infill kind of things. So what are those opportunities for smaller incremental projects? And so what you see here on the right are just some housing block studies. We took like one typical block in the downtown area that has heritage sites and historic sites and said, what could you do kind of as example infill buildings in some of those non-heritage and historic sites? So you see courtyard houses, alley parking, maybe a paseo unit. So we're just starting to study some of those ways that housing could be integrated into the downtown core.
Can you describe to me what is a paseo unit?
So the paseo, for example, is like that bottom left where you maybe have a small greenway that's going through, and then you have housing that fronts up into that. So rather than fronting the street, it fronts like a small greenway that goes through the block, that's kind of mid-block there. So just different options. Yeah, like a green passageway through there. So just some different options, again, of how some of housing units could be incorporated into downtown without, on a small impact scale. The third big idea is revamp Washington Park. Then, like I said earlier, this is a really important nexus that connects a lot of these character districts that we were talking about earlier. The nice thing is that Sombrero Fest is already looking at doing some investments in that park. And so we've been meeting with them about what their plans are and how those mesh with what we're talking about. We're very aligned. What we've been thinking about and what they've been thinking about are very aligned. So it would be great to see their ideas implemented here at Washington Park, and creating that kind of downtown, that really signature downtown green space. And then this idea of shared streets. So again, looking at some of the streets that maybe have less traffic counts, but still have some of those, that historic character, as well as some of those retail businesses that are fronting on them. So we've talked about shared streets in the urban design space. Sometimes we call these woonerfs. If you've heard that, it's a Dutch term. But basically what it means is the street is open to multiple kinds of users. So cars can drive on it, but they're not necessarily the priority. People can walk in it, bikes can go in it. And the big piece of it, it's curbless. So you can shut it down and it acts as like a big public space basically, or a plaza. Sometimes we hear these called strazas, which is a street plaza. So it would be open regularly for all types of vehicles to go down, but then you could close it for like a First Fridays, for example, like they're already starting to do sometimes. It would have enhanced landscaping and wayfinding, especially in front of the businesses. So you can see this conceptual cross-section shows street patio cafes. So these restaurants that might be along Adams being able to spill out into the right-of-way. You see some examples here in the top right, and then in the bottom two images are actually kind of a before and after picture of what this could look like for Adams Street. And we're also, we focused on Adams to kind of start talking about this idea, but we've also heard some interest on 12th, maybe even 11th Street from some of those businesses. And so you can see here on the right is a sketch of maybe a phase 1 on either side of Market Square, how that could start looking. This is the btxdowntownrenaissance.com is the website, and this is the QR code to access that. And with that, we're happy to take any questions or additional comments or feedback.
Yes, and I would like if, what is your company name? For whom do you work?
Freeze and Nichols.
Okay.
Mhm.
I would think it's very important for, you're the lead on this, I presume.
The project manager, yes.
And I would think it would be very important that you have an interview with Stephen Fox.
Okay.
And he is a professor, a historical architecture professor at Rice University. He is a Brownsville native, and he is an expert, I think everyone will agree, on Brownsville architecture, and particularly the downtown. And I think it's important, and maybe we could probably get Ambrosio to send you the slideshow presentation of what has been lost.
Definitely.
So
yes.
I want everyone to I would like you to have a deeper understanding of the importance of the downtown, the importance of the downtown architecture, how completely it is unique to our area. And my husband always uses this with me. Would they allow it in Charleston? Would they allow it in Savannah?
Mm-hmm.
And I think we need to have that attitude here in Brownsville. We have to appreciate what we have. And Stephen Fox will tell you, we have the greatest collection of mid-19th century buildings in the state. Nobody else in the state can compare to our buildings. And we lost so many. And it was really the banks that destroyed. The banks came and built block-long buildings and destroyed many things. But what we have to appreciate and save. And I think it's very important that you as project manager learn about that and understand that. And he is a tremendous resource. And then Juan, do you think Ambrosio, or maybe you have at the presentation that he has of everything that's been lost? And get that to Caitlin, because it is very informative, and we are, this committee is very interested in saving what we can and enhancing what we can, and I'm very glad to meet you. And I think the deep understanding that Stephen Fox can provide you would be very essential to your project.
Okay, great, yeah.
One comment about historic buildings, and this is coming from a conservationist who saves forest. But there is a problem sometimes with over greening because key historic and architectural features that people come to see, like our border brick buildings, sometimes we plant so many trees in front of them, you can no longer see the architectural features that people come to see. Now so there's got to be a way to kind of, okay, here's a not such an important building, because I love green. It's important for making it habitable downtown, but we don't want to, trees get big, they overwhelm the landscape sometimes. And so if we think that historic buildings are important, we've got to be careful not to just generically plant trees from one end to the other so you can no longer see the buildings.
So the palm trees downtown, and this is a probably a master plan from 38 years ago. And my husband was a city commissioner at the time. The palm trees was like, it was really the merchants downtown were very afraid of not having visibility for their stores. And the palm trees was the consensus tree that wouldn't take up too much room. And the retailers, when there were a lot more downtown retailers and a lot more downtown Brownsville native owners of those downtown stores that were very concerned that they have visibility to the people driving down the street. So the palm trees was a compromise.
Okay.
Instead of having a shade tree, we would have a palm tree. So it didn't take up too much of the signage of the buildings and that people could see where the store was.
Yeah.
The original plan for Market Square had so much greenery in it that you would not have been able to see the historic market buildings or any of the others. And so they compromised, and there was a lot of step back so that you get that shade and livability that's so important without overwhelming the streetscape. So from a historic point of view, and again, Stephen's input is you can finally overgreen.
I appreciate all of these things. I just don't want to lose focus of grants, tenants, landlords. It has to be feasible for owners to do these things. That has to be feasible for tenants. No, obviously, yes, I've taken advantage of them, but I see other people not being able to do what they want to do. And if it's not going to be affordable for tenants or landlords to do some of these things, they're not going to do them. And the improvements we've been making are going to come to a stop no matter what we do around. So money, grants, I think is foremost has been our saving grace up to this point.
It says survey closed.
So the formal survey is closed, but if you scroll down, there's a pin map where comments can be left. There's like a comment wall that's like virtual sticky note wall where you can leave additional comments and other people can read them and up and down vote them. Or there's just a spot where people can just type in like an email comment that comes to us as well.
I just wanted to highlight that, this debate we've had about palms and economic development and preserving everything, this is what comprehensive plans do. We have to address interests that are opposed sometimes. So yes, palm trees were good for businesses 150 years ago. We're hearing that it's not good for businesses today. We're also hearing that people have skin cancer now. So moms are worried about their kids now, which in my age, I've never had a sunscreen on me. So things are changing and cities are living organisms that need to adapt to reality. So the difficult part of any comprehensive plan is that we're hearing very different things and some of them are totally opposed. Well, I think the Switchyard district and some other key catalytic projects is a good way to divert development pressure, which we're hearing a lot, to areas which will not make any harm, but some form of respectful infill will also have to be addressed in some of those character areas. And that's why we wanted to do those character areas, to say what is really important, and the houses that are right now are the ones creating the character versus other areas that we're not gonna call characterless. That would be not very polite, but in which you can bring more modern architecture. So it is a difficult meal to cook with very different ingredients, but
Well, but
And
in
we're
this
not there.
commission,
This is just the first.
We give them pointers so that it fits in. We don't want all glass buildings. I mean, this commission has a different point of view
Yeah.
than what you have just described, Danielle. I'm not interested in having a glass building in a neighborhood. I would,
No, we heard the avoiding palm trees from commissioners specifically. They don't want more palm. So what we're doing
they don't
is,
want more palms.
at least, yes, some of them.
It's so iconic for Brownsville.
So what we're saying, palms still make sense in Palm Boulevard, but there may not be as feasible in other places. And we have to, she's a landscape architect, she's better suited than me on managing those. There's even genetic modifications nowadays to make a tree be shady, but still don't overgrow to the sides.
Yeah. And I think to the prior comment, I think there's, when you're working in downtowns, it's very strategic, very targeted, right? So like we were talking about earlier, it's where are you putting that exact tree and which kind of tree is it? And does it make sense in front of this specific building? So as you can see, like in our little Adams after visual there, like there's palms still incorporated into it, but also some shade trees, maybe coming through here and saying, picking out some of the shade trees that are in this in this visual, for example, where maybe they're in front of an important historic building. So there's a lot of that very almost surgical level of considerations when you're doing things in downtown specifically, so.
And when it's curbless,
Mhm.
what do you do to kind of tell the pedestrian, don't step out into the street where the car is?
Yeah, so like you can see on this, like on this example rendering or some of these example images, so there's markings in the paving. You can put bollards or stone elements to kind of still denote that this is more the pedestrian area and this is more the vehicular area. But then also when you do maybe close it down for an event of some kind, it
Yeah.
still feels like it's all just part of one
Yeah.
thing, so. Yeah, so there's different ways to denote that, with either
Right.
horizontal elements or vertical elements or the landscaping, things like that.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Any
Okay,
other questions?
great.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really
so
enjoyed
much.
it.
Appreciate it. And then, Juan, you need to get Stephen Fox's phone number. And-
Yeah, I'll give them both contacts, Ambrosio and
Ambrosio and Stephen Fox, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, let us move on. We have 3 items that need to be approved. The approval of the minutes, the Historic Preservation Commission meeting, and the Architectural Review Commission meetings. Motion to approve the minutes is presented.
Second.
Motion has been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Hi.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right,
Well, that was for the calendar too.
yes.
There is a conflict on the calendar. I would think that, the commission might want the option to go to Real Places Conference for the THC, which is the week of April 10th.
Yeah, we
So
can,
some of us may be out.
we can change that into the April 17th and the deadline on April the 1st.
Okay.
Thank you also.
It's the only change.
All right, anything else? So it stands as approved. All right, let's get to the agenda. The first item on the agenda.
No, but have you voted to approve the HPC?
Yeah, we did.
But we
Oh.
need to
Everything.
approve it
Now,
again
now we
with
need
the
It's
correction.
true,
With the
correct.
change
I stand
in
corrected. We need a motion to,
I'll make a motion to approve the 2026 Historic Preservation Commission meetings with the exception of the April meeting date change.
Second.
April the 17th, yeah.
okay, motion's been made a second. Here is all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion carries. The minutes
The
have been
Architectural
corrected.
Review Committee has been approved as well? Before?
All
Okay,
right,
thank you.
item 1,
You guys didn't vote on the architectural review agenda calendar.
we,
You did the minutes and you did historical preservation. That's what the motion said.
I'll make the motion to approve the Architectural Review Commission meeting for the calendar year 2026.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. We're good now? Awesome. All right, let's, move on to item one, 353 East Levy, Antonia and Joseph Lamb site. On.
So there's no, I mean, it's an empty lot, so it's non-applicable any kind of historical significance to the property that was demolished around 2014. This is the lot. It's downtown edge, so there are several different typologies that can be developed. Those are what I'm showing here. As always, a reminder of how the picket fence can be built, 42 inches in the front. There are others that reaches the kind of 5 feet, but those are metal on top or not of brick courses. So they are proposing precisely this kind of a development. There's a duplex facing Levy Street, and there's another duplex facing 4th Street. On the back in the alley, you can see the parking. And there's a distance between duplexes of 15 feet, that's fine. And but they are proposing a fence of 5 feet instead of 42 inches in the front and actually on the side. Why? Because this is a more commercial, use. There are 4 units. So the property owner is requesting this 5 feet fence to protect a bit better the families that will be there in the future.
This is next to the,
Yep.
next to the Gomez house?
This is at the corner of 4th and Levy Street. Okay. So you can see here the aerial view. It's just behind the Mariscos Lauro Villar that is there,
Oh, this is a house that burned down?
Now, this is the house that I think that was demolished on 2014. It's a long time ago. I don't
No
know.
longer there.
Well,
Yeah, it was burned. Look, 2014 due to a fire. That's the
Yeah.
building permit that I got from the files. So I was saying that the customer wants a fence to protect a little bit better. He will do exactly the kind of fences that we have in all buildings. This is a floor plan. For reference, this is the duplex, how it would look like.
But it's facing the side street and not Levy.
I beg your pardon?
It's facing,
This is the one facing East Levy Street, the
oh,
duplex.
this faces Levy,
Yeah,
okay.
so you have that entry door, and then to the other duplex, you go through the rear. As you can see on the rear elevation, that staircase that climbs to the 2nd floor. These are the sides. And then the duplex facing East 4th Street, it has the staircase just behind that wall. So the front elevation would be this one. So probably they will blind the right bottom window because the staircase is going to be climbing, and probably you're going to see some steps to avoid that look. It's simply a blind, but at the same time, it keeps the kind of symmetry of the building. So that's the reason why the designer and owner decided to build up that kind of fake window that is going to be to the right on the bottom area. You see the rear as well, and then the sides.
Okay, go back to, which one's the fake window?
Which one was?
Which one is the fake window here?
The one to the 1st floor, right. Okay. It would
By
be
the door.
Yeah, to the right of the door.
To the
Yeah, because
right
the
of the
entrance, you see here, the staircase is just behind
Oh, I
the
see,
facade,
okay.
so it's I'm calling fake window, and it's better to kind of blind it, because otherwise you're gonna see probably. you're
So
gonna see
then
the
what
steps.
will be behind the window, really?
The staircase will be behind the window, yep.
But you'll look at what?
Will you look through it?
Sheetrock painted black or?
Cover it up?
Oh, the other alternative is to do not build that window and simply do a continuous siding there,
Well, I mean, I just don't, sometimes people will paint the sheetrock that covers it black.
Sure.
So it looks like no light is on or something, rather than
Yeah.
something like that, so it doesn't look odd, because you
Okay.
don't want it looking
At least they'll make it aesthetically.
yeah, to make it better looking.
Okay, if that is a suggestion, then we will hear from
Frost the
the,
window on top of it, would we frost the window so you can't tell it's painted sheetrock? Or no?
No, I prefer the glass that looks like the rest of the glass, but just black, but behind it, so it looks like no light is on in the room behind it or whatever.
okay. So the staff recommendation is to approve the proposed project. The building features, as always, are exactly the same in practically all the recommendations that we give. In this case, you should have to consider the 5-foot fence that the owner is proposing to you. And then you may have any additional comment regarding that window, so the motion would carry the fence and the window that you want.
And the fence will be a picket fence, a wood picket fence.
No, the fence would be a metal fence because
A
it's
metal fence.
commercial,
Okay,
more than 4 units, so it has to be painted in black. Could be
Okay.
Could be on top of bricks. In this case, the property owner wants to do.
okay.
And
And then can we just go back to the floor plans again for
Yep,
the 2 units?
this is the one facing Fall Street.
Okay, I want the floor plans, please. One,
Floor plan.
floor plan,
Floor plan,
right here, okay, so there are 4 2-bedroom units, is that correct? Okay,
Just downstairs.
okay. And is the next floor plan identical to this floor plan? No, it's different, right? The next floor plan for the next building?
the other one is the one
Here.
facing Fall Street.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Is there anyone here to speak for it?
Anyone you want to speak, or you agree?
Okay.
Do you agree with what has been mentioned regarding
Arnold's here.
Okay.
the window? Okay, so then we will see the motion that they say.
Yeah, I'll make the motion to approve with the suggestions for the window.
The motion's been made to approve. Is there a second?
And
The-
also with the fence, agreeing to the fence height.
Yeah,
Oh, agree.
Okay, let's-
so the window would be,
This is a public hearing. It's listed on the agenda as a public hearing, so you'd need to open it up for a public hearing before you make any motions to approve.
Okay.
We'll open it up for public hearing. Is there anybody here to speak for this property?
Arnold is here.
Can you come up there?
Oh, gosh.
But I think
you're going to ask.
Prove it.
I had asked.
Sir, about that window, we're planning and doing.
May I have your name, sir, please, for the record?
Okay, Arnold Hinojosa. I'm a designer and I'm a builder too. In this case, I'm not gonna be doing the construction for this project. But I'm just a designer. Okay, for that window, I was thinking, or I'm recommending that we'll do a regular window. And then on the inside, we're gonna put vertical blinds so that the stairs are not gonna be seen from the street. That's what I'm thinking of doing. Okay, and I also have a
But-
drawing
Okay.
showing the fence that we are gonna be doing there. We hadn't presented to Juan.
Yep.
But we
That's
do
okay.
have a drawing. I have a drawing with me showing the fence.
This fence that is in this drawing is not the fence you're proposing?
No, we made some changes on the fence.
Oh, well, we need to see. And, then I would feel it. Vertical blind, because
Oh,
oh, okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, but I'm worried, I'm not worried, but if you're just putting you mean a blind that folds like this?
It'll be closed all the time. It'll be vertical blinds. And that's just for the purpose, so that nobody's gonna be able to see the stairs.
Okay, but, there's not gonna be, is there sheetrock behind the vertical blinds?
No, there's not gonna be no sheetrock, just, the window, and then we're gonna do vertical blinds just to, prevent people from seeing the stairs.
So you have the stairs in an interior enclosure?
Yes.
And
So does
but
that-
the
yes.
stairs do not,
Okay.
but I have a two-story house. I see, if the stairs go up like this is a wall on the stairs.
Right. The only reason why I'm putting a window there is because I want to keep symmetry. on the
Yes, no,
building.
I like it. I like the reasoning perfectly.
Yes.
But is the staircase not closed? It's like, so there will be a wall behind the window that is holding up the staircase?
There is, actually, it's gonna be,
You'll see the stringers, you'll see, it looks like from the floor plan, I think it's going up there, so you'll see at least the stringers. It's probably gonna be vacant on the wall will be on the opposite side, this side, they'll put the stringers. So you'll probably see all the components of the stairs going up. I didn't see a wall.
Okay, so let's go back to the floor plan because then,
Yeah. Typically, it'd be vacant underneath, and you'd have the stringers, a landing, and then you're going back up, so you'd probably be seeing,
so you will see like the steps and no wall?
not with the blinds
It
closed, with
will,
the blinds
the
open.
window
yes.
will see into the building. But it just happens to be a stairway.
What blinds?
Well,
He's putting
Just
vertical
existing
blinds. He said he's putting vertical blinds to hide it, but I'm not understanding, like, okay, that's the window and up goes the stairs.
Yeah.
And up against this part, there is no wall hiding the
No, but there's a space between the window and where the stair stringers go, so there's probably room to hang a vertical blind that goes between the window and the stair.
no,
parts.
I get it, but then
and still allow
But-
lighting.
but I mean,
Is that the purpose?
what does that look
Just-
like inside that you've got this and then is this lighting the staircase? Is that the reason you want it? Because you want light to come into the stair?
Symmetry.
No,
No,
I
just-
get the symmetry on the outside. On the inside, not to cover up it's, you'll be seeing raw, if there's a little break in the blinds, you'll see raw wood. Is that what we're
Yes,
saying?
you'll see the
Yeah.
framing, you'll see. the
Yes,
frame,
that's
yeah.
that's my concern. But if you want the sunlight, I get that. But,
yeah, well, if, whoever is renting, if they want some sunlight, I mean, they can just open the vertical blinds and they'll have some sunlight coming in.
yeah, but,
The stairs, they're gonna be fabricated out of metal. It's gonna be a metal structure.
oh,
It's not gonna be like, it don't need to be attached to the walls because it's a metal structure.
oh, I see. Okay. All right, thank you.
I traditionally prefer doing sheet rock and frosting with a little 1-inch band around it, so that way the day the blinds start to fall and, you know,
Or get bent.
or get bent, or the rope deteriorates, you frost the window, but I like to leave a little 1-inch band around it, and makes you think you could look through it, but you can't. But once you do the frosting, you don't have to worry about the blinds in the future. Some of mine have rotted over the years. I haven't fixed. But it's just a suggestion.
Well, I just see that that's for you as the owner, it's, for it to maintain how it looks nice, how nice it looks now, it will look when you build it. I see the blinds as something that will, detract from the attractiveness of the project quickly because they will not last with renters.
Maintenance.
I mean, that's
The-
what I see.
The
And
frosting
then,
could be a film, just like tint. Instead of getting the window frosted from, just do the tint, probably costs the same.
We can definitely do
And then you
that.
don't have to worry about the blinds.
You have an attractive project, and I really do
Well,
see the
thank
blinds as
you.
a problematic thing for you.
Thank you very much.
Really like your, it's called stick shingle architecture. I really like the way you put the details in the front facade.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Is there any other questions?
That's it?
I'll make a motion to close public hearing.
The
Second.
motion's been made, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion's made and second, all in favor to close public comment, say aye.
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 All opposed? Okay, now I will entertain a motion to approve.
So, I'll make the motion to approve with the suggestions for the window and the fence.
Is there a
What,
second?
how is the, going to be the window, please?
Well, the frosted.
Yeah, the frosting.
With the what?
Is that a
As
problem?
opposed to the blind.
Instead of the blinds, is it a problem? Okay. Just to do a frosted tint on the window with leaving a band. And you can cover over the window with sheet rock or anything. Yeah, and just do the frosting on the window. Yeah, you don't have to worry about the blinds in the future.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded, all in favor, say aye.
All right.
All opposed? Motion carries, all right. All right, now we have the second issue is 1014 East Taylor Street.
If you don't mind, I mean, Mr. Love, are you going to leave the meeting? Are you going to leave the meeting? He's going to stay? Okay, thank you. Okay, this is the 1014 East Taylor Street. This is the Salvera House, is non-historical. It was built in 2003. This is how it looked like. So they're asking for solar panels. Apparently, there are some solar panels there. I don't know, probably the work was stopped or something. In any case, the house does not have any significance. So this is the proposal to the side and to the rear. So we are simply recommending the approval.
That's fine.
Yeah, so. Give me a break. All right, we're opening a motion to open up a public hearing. Anybody here to speak for this property?
Nope.
Nobody wants to comment on it?
I'll make the motion to close the
Okay.
public hearing.
Can I make, can you guys give me a break? Not Calvin, okay, all right, I'm you. Motion to close public hearing.
I'll make it first.
Motion's
Motion to
made,
close.
is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, public hearing's closed, okay. Motion to approve, item 2.
I'll make a motion to approve item 2 as recommended by staff.
Motion's made and second. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion's made and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion carries. All right, let's go to item 3, 401 West Fronton Street.
This was a house that was semi-demolished. It was, the condition was pretty bad and it was a hazard and it was demolished around 2 months ago or something. It didn't have any kind of historical significance. You can see here the lot. It's at the end of West Fronton Street before you reach the school. Okay, it's a traditional neighborhood. These are the typologies. You can see the recommendation of the Hardy plan, as always, 525 inches exposure. You can do also vertical board and batten with battens every 12 inches, as it says here. Then the columns, what we recommend is 5.5 or even less if the height is lower. These are some bungalow doors example, and we are going to check on the design. Okay, this is the design now. The particularity that this street has is that there's no rear alley. The rear alley is the old railroad. Therefore, they are suggesting this driveway. And you can see there the footprint of the house facing West Fronton Street and also with a little door behind to the rear yard. This would be the floor plan, the elevations, front and rear, side, the other one. So we are recommending the approval of this project, including that driveway, because the issues of no alley at all, and the classical recommendations regarding building materials, The fiber cement, 525 or exposed 4 inches, the box columns, 5.5 or 425, depending on the height of the protruded gable, and dark gray roof, and again, if the fence is built, it has to be 42 inches.
And are they putting wood or metal? We don't know.
Sorry?
Wood or metal fence in front?
In this case would be a picket fence. If it is required, they can always build a 42 inches metal as well, but 42 inches. And then the rest, once you reach the facade, the recommendation is to have certain kind of, privacy through a wood fence of 6 feet and so.
Is there anybody here we're gonna open up for public comment. Is there anybody here to speak for the property?
Then a motion to open.
Oh, motion to open public hearing.
Make a motion to open public hearing.
Motion, motion's been made. Is there a second?
I'll do the second then.
Okay. Motion's been made. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion carries. Sir?
Arnold Hinojosa?
Yeah.
Well, that's another one of my projects. Previous building that was there, it had no historical value. I think we're doing something pretty decent for the area. Following recommendations from Mr. Velez and the design of it, columns and the hardy siding and all that.
And it's a very nice facade that matches what takes off from a lot of the traditional houses in that neighborhood. So it's very nice. I think it's a very nice design.
Thank you, sir. I guess that's it.
So you got the pulse on Brownsville, so the Brownsville history. All right. Any other questions? Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Make a motion to close.
I'll make a motion to close public hearing.
The motion's been made. Is there a second?
Okay.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Carries. Okay, motion, I need a motion
Motion
to,
to approve is presented.
motion to approve has been made. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Approve. Okay, next thing, item number 4, 145 West Fronton Street.
Okay, this is the Margarita Pineda house and rental house. That was a lady that she ended going to California, so there's no significance in the houses. Initially, they are marked with medium preservation priority ranking, but I don't see the value of these houses, especially because the conditions, you can see that the one on the 1957 shows that kind of shotgun. That is the one that is on the south part of the lot. That corresponds to this one. So you can see the shape of it. These are the rear and interiors. It's absolutely, the beams are gone. This is the rear of the whole yard. You can see here the fence. The owner wants to preserve the fence because, as you know, the hurricane fences are not allowed. So if he maintains that fence, he could retain it. It's an old fence. There are couple of dogs on the driveway, and that's the typical fence of 1960s, 70s. And this is the other house as well. Siding has gone, the rear has gone. It has an addition on the front that is not the original. And this is the condition of the interior. So we are recommending the demolition of these two houses. The next one shows the project. Again, this is traditional neighborhood with all the typologies, building materials, columns, doors, fences, and landscaping. So this is what they are proposing. existing trees to remain, both in the front and on the rear. And this is a single house. You can see the floor there. And because the area, it's a little bit more modern, we were recommending Craftsman and minimal traditional. In this case, it's a kind of minimal traditional house with a porch to the left. That's the rear.
Porch, but no covering.
Sorry?
No roof over the porch?
No, because the front is flat. I mean, the front is simply the gable, you know, that continues through the two windows on the right. But then the porch is created on the left because it's set back the two left windows. So there's no need of
Oh, I see.
roof. Okay, and then you see the column on the left side, the other side. And we are recommending to approve the design.
Open public comment.
I'll make a motion to open for public hearing.
Motion's been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's made and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Is anybody here to speak for the property?
No. Jennifer, they are saying that they are okay. Should they come and say that they are okay with that?
If they don't have any comments, they don't need to come up, but if they're
Alright.
okay with it, they can come up and announce that on the record.
But just
Thank you.
adding a gable bit.
I want to go to the demolition.
I was just thinking for the detail.
All right. Again, since there is no comment, we'll motion to close
Yeah.
the public comment.
I'll make a motion.
Motion's made. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Can I look back at the floor plan?
Okay, Lucille. Oh, we can still close.
So the minimal tradition, you can see that it always have a kind of protruded room, and then the porch is created on that setback. So first of all, you have to vote on the demolition, and then again,
Yeah. All right, but let's make, okay, now we're looking at item 4. The demolition. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion to approve the demolition.
Motion's been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Property will be demolished. Okay, now item 5, the single home. Is there a motion to approve?
Can I just make a comment? Just adding a gable vent, just round or detailed, gable vent with some detail, kind of like Arnold's in the previous one. $50 or something? Do they mind if I just add just a gable vent on the front?
a gable where?
A gable vent? Like if you.
Oh, a vent.
A vent,
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
on the front,
Okay.
up top, just give it some, just give it a feature. $50 to break up the mass. Yeah, just to break up.
That's okay?
Yeah, good aesthetics. Okay.
Simple.
Okay, item 5.
Is he making a comment on the record that he's okay with that? If so, you'd need to open up public hearing and allow him to answer that. So we have a recording and a record that he was okay with that vent.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay. I need a motion to open a public, reopen public comment.
I'll make a motion to open public.
Motion's been made and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Sir, can you come up? Please state your name.
Efrain Mendoza. I'm actually the builder. So yes, we're gonna go back and update the vent, to add a vent in the middle of the house.
So you're totally in agreement with that?
Yes, we agree.
We could have a little bit of detail, would be
Yeah.
nice. Just
Yeah, make it look pretty.
make a motion to close.
Okay, motion's been made to close public any other comments, sir?
No comments.
Okay, thank you very much. A motion's been made to close public comment? Second.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion carries. All right, let's go to number 5. Need a motion to approve the single house?
I'll make a motion.
Done.
Make a motion with the addition of the vent.
With the ventilation.
A motion has been made with the addition of the vent. Is there a second?
Second.
Second. Motion's been made a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Item number 6, 1225 East Ringo.
Okay, so this was an empty lot, 1225 is Ringgold Street. So in this case, what had happened is that there was a failure of the system. We never received this design, so when we went to visit, it was already built. It's not a failure of the property owner, it's a failure of the system that we use. The report never come to the Historic Preservation Office. So really, the house that has been built, it's okay from our point of view. Now, the issue that we will address if it was the proper time is that simply the floor plan, you can see in the floor plan, is a continuous house, of a kind of a 80 or 90 feet with a rear patio and the driveway on top. Naturally, if we had been addressed with this issue, we will put the parkings on the back and so on, and only a 50-feet depth and a second unit on the behind. And so now it has been built without our knowledge. The owner didn't have any kind of, bad thinking to trick us or something. This simply happened. So.
Why did it happen?
No, because it was not reported to the Historic Preservation Office. So the next thing that we heard about was the inspection of the house. So now it's too late. What are we going to do? Cut the house?
But they got a building permit. They got a building permit.
They have a building permit without the knowledge of the Historic Preservation Office. So mainly is the address of this kind of floor plan that we used to approve and any additional that could be built on the back and the rear parking. So now let us say that the discussion is, okay, it's already built, what do we do? From my point of view, it's too late.
Our concern would be that it happened without our review.
Yep.
I'm
So-
glad it would fulfill what we would expect, but
Yep.
still, where's the breakdown and how can we avoid it in the future?
You want to see?
So, hi, my name is Angel Sanchez, for the one that doesn't know me.
Good morning.
This one, unfortunately, got in the middle when some of the platforms were being updated and the maps on GIS. We were relying on doing manual check, and it got in the middle where the maps were updated to be automatic showing. The overlay, this is right at the edge of the downtown overlay, so it was missed at the time. We're already fixing that map to be automatic for us to be seen. And also, we are looking into integrating to the platform, so to preventing this from happening in the future. Again, unfortunately, this time, when was accepted at that time, they were updating already the GIS, and it was not automatic, the layer, so we missed it.
So this was a city issue, not a client issue.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a
It's
risk.
not a client issue.
Okay.
They did apply, they got their permit, they got their building inspection and everything. It was, we were in that transition from the new platform, and there were some things were missed.
But the platform now is correct and this should not happen again?
It should not
That's
happen
right.
again, correct?
That's right.
Correct. And we're also adding more features to actually make it more automatic. Right now, the system is already identifying the address when they apply for the permit. Already notify Mr. Velez about the project being in there. In the past, that was manually.
Okay.
So what is the issue then for us?
No, simply to approve. I mean, to approve what has been built. So I think that the owner is here, so you may want to speak, or you agree with the. Okay, they don't.
It's long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's simply as it was built before.
Oh, okay.
So really, this was implemented on 2020 with the UDC. We start to really approach maybe 6 months, 8 months, 9 months ago, and this simply escaped from the system. So
it being here is strictly an administrative issue.
sorry?
Is it administrative, just to?
Yeah, it's an administrative issue. Yeah, that's right.
Make a Motion
Make-
to open public hearing?
Make a okay. Motion's been made. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Motion, we're open to public hearing. You want to speak? No. Nope. Nobody want, they don't want, nobody wants to talk? All right.
No.
Is there a motion to close public hearing?
Motion to close.
Motion to close has been made. Second?
Second.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, public hearing is closed. All right, so let us go at 1225 East Ringgold. It's, is there a motion to approve?
Make the motion to approve a house that's already been built?
Motion has been made to approve a house that's already been built,
I'll second, motion to approve a house that's already been built.
and it's been seconded. Is, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank you.
Motion carried. It's been-
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Everyone.
We're dying, man. Guys, Calvin, please come back.
Motion to.
Okay, the motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Second.
Motion's been made and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all right, thank you. It's been real good fun.
Thank you.
And thank you for being.
Thank you very much
so patient
indeed.
with that presentation.
Yeah, we'll get that.